Jiro today. So the actual fish market entrance is right over there, but they don't let tourists in until after 10, so we'll just have to go do some more shopping over this way. Bye.
好聪明。Good idea。お金くれない。はいはいはい。
At last, the hour is nigh. Into the belly of the beast!
Yeah, I know that.
This place is enormous! This guy just jumped out of the box and scared the shit out of some poor girl. Can you imagine if I was wearing my other shoes right now? Well, that was fun. Four more hours till Jiro's. I wonder what I'll do. So now it's probably a good time to talk about some sushi theory. The core principle behind the kind of omakase tasting menu that I'm about to enjoy at Jiro's is timing. Not just the sequence of each piece of sushi throughout the menu, but also the moment that it is prepared and served to you. In theory, if you delay between that moment that the sushi is placed in front of you and eating it, you are essentially ruining perfection. Because of course a master craftsman like Jiro ensures that every single ingredient and component of every single bite is perfectly timed for the moment that it's served to you. For that reason, there are no photos allowed at Jiro's. And honestly, I respect the hell out of this. There's so much to be said for living in the moment, being present, and experiencing what is happening to you. There's a lot of crossover here between Buddhist philosophy and achieving Zen. And in just a few hours, achieving culinary Zen is exactly what I'm going to try and do. Apologies in advance if you were expecting more live action shots of the experience. But those are the rules, and what Jiro says goes. Another rule has to do with your attire. On his website it says Jiro reserves the right to refuse service if you don't have a collar on your shirt. So I figure why not go all the way and show up clean shaven like a true professional. Alright, so I just scoped it out to make sure I could find it. It's not quite in a subway station, but it's just right down these steps here. The restaurant's not even open, and still they had a sign that said, no photos. We've got about an hour and a half to kill, so let's cross one last thing off the bucket list. Alright, the last of the souvenirs are packed away. All that's left, I guess, is to go eat some sushi. I'm so excited. I think I might vomit. What if he doesn't let me in? Of course I'll let you in. What if he says I need a tie? There wasn't anything on the website about a tie. Was there? Just in case. And here we go. All right, first impressions. Obviously, quality of the food, the rice, the fish, the sauce, everything, excellent, top notch. But was it worth it? Are you kidding me? Absolutely. So I got there a little early, but there were already two parties of two seated before me, so I was kind of quickly ushered to my seat, and immediately the meal began. The maitre d', if you will, was actually a woman, and she spoke English perfectly fine. And there were 5 guys behind the bar preparing all the food, including Yoshikazu, his older son, and of course, Jiro. In fact, I was seated on the end of the bar closer to Jiro, so he prepared most of my sushi. I think the menu was very similar to Takashi's place in Roppongi Hills, of course without the sashimi that was at his son's. And boy, was he booking it, piece after piece, bite after bite. At times, I had 2 pieces on my plate because I couldn't eat that fast. I felt a little rushed. But I guess that's part of the method to his madness, and I was ready for it because, you know, I read that online. Again, I must say that the tuna and the saltwater eel were the stars of the show. Another noteworthy difference is that at his son's restaurant, I enjoyed sake to pair with the meal, but here there was only water or green tea, so I went with green tea. And that was a pretty tangible difference. As you might imagine, the wine was complimentary, much like a wine might be, whereas the green tea was more of a cleanser. When you're done with all your sushi, they invite you to step down from the bar, have a seat at one of the benches and tables, and they serve you a beautiful, ripe slice of honeydew. Now there's 2 booths that are kind of next to the bar, but almost across from it, whereas mine was at the end, so I could see all the way down the bar. So as I'm enjoying my honeydew, I get the chance to just, watch the whole staff, clean up, turn everything over, get ready for the next service. Then at the end, everything settled down, and there was this really touching frame of a moment. The son is standing at the bar almost as if he's ready to serve, and out comes Jiro, and he takes a seat at one of the stools. Pulls out a pencil and his notepad, and you can just see him mentally constructing the forthcoming service. And then he says something out loud. He's got an open-ended question, a suggestion, a concern. So his son takes the notepad, takes a look at it, looks down the bar, writes down a little note, passes it back to his father. So Jiro takes the note, he looks at it, he looks down the bar, and he just sort of nods approvingly. Jiro's 91, and it doesn't look like he's slowing down, but in that moment, you could really see his pride for his son and his readiness to pass the torch someday. Well, if you've made it this far, thanks very much for watching. I had a ton of fun making this, and I hope you enjoyed being there with me. And for what it's worth, if you have an idea for a crazy trip like this in the future, just let me know. I'd probably be down to join you.
Happy demonstration. Thank you.